Late blooming to the end of time, cause I've been really making moves. Only kick it with a few. Money calling coming through. All of these blessings,
Hey, it's Blaze, and today I'm gonna be showing you how to make the king, how to make the second GOAT in the world of all time in basketball, LeBron James. Now keep in mind, this is not gonna be the prime LeBron build. This is going to be the Lakers prime version of LBJ. So this is gonna be the LeBron James build. I'll be showing you guys how to make every single player thus far, so that way with a whole entire complicated system I can understand as where confusion is. So I'm gonna help you out, and I'm gonna be uploading multiple build videos about model players that you can model your player after to ensure that you do get the type of player that you want to in the future. Now let's go ahead, let's get into the video now. So obviously, as we know, LeBron James is a very physical player down low in the paint, so of course finishing is going to be high. Finishing is going to be high, and defense is going to be low because we know that LeBron James has been suffering a lot on defense the past season. So obviously, we're not going to worry about making defense the priority. Our priority is going to have strong finishing, decent shooting, and decent playmaking, and then lackluster defense if we need to be. Right? Of course, the goal is to have at least decent defense across the board, but we have to sacrifice some defense to get strong finishing and strong shooting and strong playmaking. Then so be it. We'll have weak defense and weak rebounding stats. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this year in this year's 2K, mashing is going to be very OP and slashing is going to be very OP. Thus saying that, our slashing rating is not going to need to be ridiculously high to get the point across. So the circle that we're going to be going is going to be the second from top. It's going to be half finishing, half shooting. Then playmaking and defense is going to be balanced. One positive about this is that he has good slashing stats, a solid post game as well, and his 3 points high enough to where we are going to be a great threat and give that true LeBron James type of mentality, LeBron James type of play that you would get if you had the card in my team per se. The next step is going to be the physical profile here. Now obviously, we know that LeBron James is one of the strongest players ever to play in the league. One of the most physical, so obviously strength, agility, and vertical, if we can have it, is going to be all the way high. But since we're at a time in LeBron's career when his athleticism is actually very well balanced nowadays, obviously, if this was Heat LBJ, be very focused on agility and strength, and that's it. So it has 76 vertical, 82 strength. But if you're going for the Lakers LeBron, it's going to be a way more balanced, way more focused on keeping that balanced look going forward. Okay, so on the stats here, we are going to have 449 points to work with. I'm going to go ahead, do my magic, edit what you should have on your LeBron James build, and then I will show you at the end about what I have. And we are done. Alright, so you can see here, I did finish the attributes for the LeBron James build. As you can see here, we got a 64 close shot, 80 driving layup, 80 driving dunk, 70 standing dunk. In case you're not aware, in 2K, the skill differences are separated by skill point attribute gaps of 3. Right, so 60 to 63 is going to be a difference, but then 61 to 63, you are not going to see a difference. So just keep that in mind when you are taking your builds into consideration. Shooting stats are solid. Now for free throws, obviously this LBJ it would be higher, but in the game itself, if you have a decent animation for your free throws, you don't need a high rating. No point in having any crucial attributes on that. We're just gonna put that off and get a good free throw animation and just do that. Obviously LBJ, we're gonna have a decent post game, a post fade of 79, 70 ball control, 74 passing accuracy, and we went below average on defense, but that's how LeBron James had been playing on the Lakers last season, and we're sacrificing those stats to ensure that we are an all-around, all-offensive superstar on the other end of the court. And then, of course, we do have steal, block, offensive rebounding, and defensive rebounding. Now you're probably wondering, well, Blaze, why is your steal all the way up? Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm bringing the steal down all the way down to 60. Gonna max out lateral quickness, and I'm gonna max out interior defense. Keep in mind, if you're a small forward and you're playing MyCareer, until you get those attributes way higher than what they should be, you're gonna want to take some time, slow shit down. And against MyCareer small forwards, they are gonna be dropping into the paint a lot. They're not gonna be shooting that much, obviously. So you're gone that. Sacrifice low perimeter defense, focus on interior defense, and then have, of course, a decent steal, high block, because LeBron James is a chase down block artist, and I'm sorry getting into that later. Now in the badges, we do have 8 finishing badges, 13 shooting, 7 playmaking, and 6 defensive and rebounding badges. And now for the adjustment of the height and the weight that you're going to have on your player. Obviously, with the way that your height is, and the way it works in the game, LBJ, he's 6'9", 6'10", depending on who you ask. But at 6'9", his speed goes all the way down to a 68, 64 XL, 65 vertical, and 78 strength, which is bad. And his ball handling is at 61 from 70 where it started. So there's not a bunch of benefits here. So obviously, if you want to play like LBJ and you want to look like LBJ, we are going to be going all the way down at the regular height of 6'7". This is because 6'8", you go down 4 ball control, you only gain +5 standing dunk, and your vertical acceleration and speed all go down. 6'7", you have a 74 vertical. That's gonna make up for the height that you did lose. And yeah, so like I said, 6'7" is the height that we are gonna go with for this build. Now, for the weight this year, this is a very strange and intriguing aspect of how we should do this. Obviously, we do not see it affecting speed itself, but it does affect acceleration, which is an issue. Obviously, if you are well aware, speed is just how fast you run. Acceleration is how fast you get to how fast you run, which is just as crucial as speed itself. So obviously, with the weight issue, we don't really need high strength. Actually, to make it more like LBJ, I am going to get the vertical all the way to a 75, acceleration 73, and strength 70. Reason is because at 70 strength, with the right badges I'm be putting on him, he's still going to be able to stop slashers, still can play defense at the midi. He's still going to get a lot of blow-by animations, but on off ball, he's going to be very, very fast on fast breaks, and obviously he's going to be able to get in there a lot for boards with the high vertical, which at the 3 is going to be very crucial in helping your team win, whether it's 2s, 3s, Pro-Am, or whatever you decide to go with. So what we're going to do is that to ensure that we do have the right appropriate stats to achieve the LBJ type of look, is that we're going to bring our wingspan down 2 inches to an 81.9 from a 6'7" player. It's because ball handling goes up, 3 goes up, block only goes down 1, and steal only goes down 1. This is not going to be that crucial of a decrease. The sacrifice to get a +2 on 3, a +1 on mid-range, a +1 on ball handling, just to get -1 block and steal, which really doesn't take much of effect. So like I said, that's going to be the best option to where you get a benefit for the least punishment onto your defense. Now for Takeover, we are going to be going with Slasher Takeover, just because at the 3, slashing Takeover is extremely OP this year. Obviously, Sharp is good, but at the end of the day, if you're open for a 3 with a 75 rating, you're going to be knocking those down all day. But with Slasher Takeover, you will be undeniable in the paint, especially as LBJ, and no one will be able to block you, give you crazy animations, and having the best time that you can on the game as a slasher, as the king, as LBJ. Then when you finish, it's going to be, your archetype is going to be an offensive-minded wing player, which is the same archetype as LBJ. Obviously, it's going to say similarities of Jason Tatum, Brandon Ingram, and Carmelo Anthony. The reason it says that is because we made our wingspan slightly shorter and our height slightly shorter as well compared to LBJ. Reason why we did this, I already explained, is so that we can get better stats molding into LBJ compared to being taller and taking that massive punishment on our player, but instead getting the right build that we needed to achieve that LBJ type of feel. So the very first badge we are going to be getting on playmaking is going to be the quick first step badge. The reason that this is because a quick first step, it gives you more explosive first steps out of triple threat and size ups, but it also helps you on blow by animations. It gives you more successful blow by animations, which is very, very OP this year in 2K20. Next badge that we are going to get is going to be Chase Down Artist. Now, considering that our block stat is very decent, there's no point going all the way to gold. What we're going to do is that we are going to be going down to Chase Down Artist because on silver, because our rating is high enough to carry LBJ to that next level. Now, the next badge we are going to get is that we got LBJ. All right, we got LBJ. And what's LBJ do to other teams, right? Okay, these young bucks have been growing up since they were kids. Since they came out the womb watching LBJ play on the court. So what's he gonna do when they play him on the court? He is gonna be that heart crusher out there. He's gonna go silver heart crusher to take down or takeover, because obviously LBJ, no one's gonna get takeover against LBJ when he is on the court himself. And the next match that we're gonna get, the last one, is going to be Worm, because with his high vertical, he's gonna be very helpful on those rebounds that he's gonna have. He's not gonna be guarding on ball that much, so that's why I'm not prioritizing that as much as I would other badges. So that's why we're gonna have Chase Down Artist, Heart Crusher, and Silver Worm on the court. And the next badge that we are going to get is going to be the Downhill badge. This is like I said, with in combination with the Worm and a gold downhill badge, his transition on a fast break is going to be excellent when it comes to getting those great animations. But we'll focus our 2 available upgrades on a different badge, which is going to be Needle Threader. With LBJ, his expertise is in passing and knowing defensive IQ and how to try to play him to get those passes to his teammates on open opportunities. Also, with you being an offensive-minded wing, when people see your archetype, they are going to double you very hard, leaving your teammates open on available passes. But able to do that, you are going to need Needle Threader so your passes do not get picked off on tough pass situations. Now, for shooting, the badges that you are going to want to get is going to obviously be Bronze Corner Specialist, because your 3 rating's high, so you don't need a high Corner Specialist badge to get that opportunity to shoot 3s in a corner consistently. The next badge we are going to get is going to be Quick Draw, because in those tight situations when your opportunity is not that open to get an open shot, when you have silver, the race is gonna be a lot faster, giving you a wide open opportunity. And one of the really good things about being a primary shooter is that we can get any of these badges on Hall of Fame if desired to do so, which is fantastic. But obviously in LBJ, we're gonna be one as balanced as possible as we can be. So we're gonna get silver Catch and Shoot. We're gonna get silver Deadeye. Gonna get gold Range Extender, bronze Tireless Shooter, and then obviously we're gonna get silver Volume Shooter, because being LBJ and being a strong offensive minded player, you are gonna be responsible for a lot of the offensive scoring with your team. And being LBJ, he does take a lot of shots, which is why you're gonna have silver Volume Shooter on your player. Now for finishing, we do have the ability to get the badges on Hall of Fame. So the first badge that we are going to get, in my opinion, is going to be one of the most OP badges in the game, is going to be Slithery Finisher. Slithery Finisher, it makes it to where on a one-on-one situation, you have a more successful percentage on getting by your defender. Therefore, he's not going to have the opportunity to contest you on your shot. And obviously, with being on fast breaks, this is going to be very useful, and we're going to be putting that badge on silver. Next badge we are going to get is going to be Showtime. If you don't know what Showtime is, it boosts your team's takeover after completing a highlight play. So if you get a lob alley-oop, you get a nice dunk, a contact layup, anything that's worthy of being a highlight in 2K's book is going to contribute to your team's takeover, which we are going to be putting on silver as well, because that will be very useful to your team. And obviously being LBJ and being the leader that you are, that is going to be very useful for you. Next thing that we are going to get is going to be Giant Slayer, which means that anytime you're driving down low, you have a bigger player on you, you have an increased percentage of knocking down that layup or that dunk. And with LBJ, we are going to be putting a silver on Giant Slayer, a bronze on Fast Break Finisher, and then a bronze on Contact Finisher. Now that I think about it, we will be taking Showtime down to a bronze, just prioritize the much more important badges at this time. And we are going to be putting Fast Break Finisher at silver. Now, in case you haven't caught up to it already, this LBJ is focused on being a shooter, a strong Fast Break Finisher, and obviously being a strong leader and being a very helpful player to the rest of his team. Like I say, he has about 3 or 4 badges that just contributed solely to helping his team win the game, which being a leader that LBJ is in real life, we have to translate that into the game with what we have right now. Alright, so that's going to conclude the LeBron James video for today. If you did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe down below if you are new. I got tons of more build videos coming out today. Obviously, you want to try out these builds, feel free to. As of right now, I'm just focusing on the builds myself. As time goes on, I'll be uploading some more gameplay. I'll be finishing these games out for all of you. Plus, it's great to add on them. You know, put my little blaze touch on them, my little signature on them. So let it marinate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do that. As always, good day, adios, and good night. Peace. Let each and every one of you, and I'll see all of you in the next video.